Hey there. So today what we're going to be talking about in our instructional video is how to use your purple print sacred sensual goddess deck. So if you have just gotten your deck in the mail, hopefully you have opened it up in a way that feels good to you, was exciting. Um, there are things that I think all of us do with our divination tools that are personal to you. So, although I do want to give you some instructions around the deck, like what to expect, what you can gain from it, and things like that, I also want you to have the hope and expectation for yourself that you can create an entire way of being with tarot, with oracle, with divination that feels right for you. Now, these are some of the details about the tarot that make it a little bit different than other tarot decks that you have maybe seen before. Um, what got me excited about this entire journey was kind of combining the concept that I already have around goddesses, the respect that I have for goddesses, the journey of a goddess, the wisdom of a goddess, right? And I created these purple print goddesses. So every single picture on the deck is going to be a different goddess, right? And they can represent the Nine of Pentacles, the King of Swords, whatever it is. But they have their own character and their own thing to share with you. Now, I want to break down what's going to be on each card. If you're someone who has already been using tarot, you already are going to be maybe familiar with something. This is like Five of Swords. What a card to pick. But anyway, this is, you can use this if you pull this out of your deck as a traditional Five of Swords. And if you want to interpret it with that understanding, you can do that as well. But this deck has pretty much all the meanings that it has for it on the card so that you don't have to pull out a guidebook. You can always come back to here. But I want to break down kind of what the different areas are on a card. So, oh, it's funny. It was 5-5. We got Five of Swords and Five of Wands. Change. That's good. All right. Let's go with Queen of Pentacles, though. So, if we're looking at our Queen of Pentacles deck, what you're going to see each of the cards have, I probably should have used a different one because actually I want you to know, and it's good for me to say this now, the kings and queens of the deck do not have a sensual medicine piece. So you'll see that in a different card. Actually, let's use the world. The world came out. So this is the world. So you can go ahead and interpret the world as you would in, traditional tarot. But what you will also get is the body center. Why is the body center important to know? I don't know. Depends on what question you're asking. It depends on what you're doing. If you are maybe in a class and you say, I want to have inspiration for what we're going to do in our movement class, whatever embodiment you're doing, you want to have inspiration for your day, whatever that is. What do I want to focus on? You can have a body center that comes out when you pull the card. So the body center for the world, I'm going to put my readers on. Everyone's not going to have to put their readers on, but I have to put readers on. The body center is going to be the whole body, right? So integration, wholeness, orgasmic completion. That is what the world is about. Now, this is the sacred sensual goddess tarot. So the interpretations are going to be sensual interpretations. So that's also what makes this deck different, right? So when I am referencing goddesses on here, I'm also going to be referencing their sensual attributes and what they have like for us in a message. So there's also a goddess essence, which is going to be on the side of every card, right? So what goddess essence is the world? The erotic dancer, the cosmic goddess. Okay. Sometimes it'll have a specific name, but sometimes it'll just talk about the essence of the type of goddess that would be associated with this card. Why do you need to know that? Again, you might be looking for inspiration around who you are, what you're becoming. If you're pulling for someone else and they're looking for that information, you're able to find that easily here. On the other side of the card is also more goddess essence information, and it may also have specific names. So for this particular one, which makes complete sense for the world, Gaia, Sophia, she who completes the cycle. Okay, so they're going to be goddesses, and that's going to be from different cultures, different regions. I didn't just say I wanted to use like Egyptian goddesses or Greek goddesses. It was all the goddesses because I've studied a lot of them. And I don't want any of us to not get the benefit of the knowledge of the stories of the parables or whatever is out there. I want us to be able to have that in a card, have all the information, right? To not be kept from any of it. So all the cards are also going to have, outside of the kings and queens, the sensual medicine piece. Okay, so for the world, the sensual medicine is a union of all things, body, spirit, and erotic truth as one. Completion that births new beginnings. Okay, so sensual medicine is going to be like, it is the focus of what you're trying to pour into. If you had the question of like what direction you want to go into, how you need to pour into yourself, one, it could be your body part that, you know, I need to pay attention to that, but how do I pay attention to it, right? So if I'm looking at union of all things, body, spirit, erotic truth as one, then I'm looking to have some medicine that's going to help me unite all those parts of me. Maybe I have been disconnected from my spirit, but I've been very connected to my body. Maybe I've been connected from to my thoughts, but I've been disconnected from spirit, whatever that is, right? So this is saying this is a time for us to close the cycle of disconnection, and the medicine is to find something that will help you bring all these things in union, that will help you. And it talks about integration. It'll help you bring, even you can look at it as like your dark, your shadow, to the surface. How do you integrate and become one? How do you become whole? So the medicine is to be intentional about doing things that are going to get you whole. Okay. Every single one of the cards is going to have an affirmation. And honestly, I feel like if you wanted to just pull these cards and just get the affirmation, it'll give the energy of the entire card, and you probably don't even need to do anything else. But this affirmation, erotic affirmation, I am whole, I am complete, I am the dance of creation. So this is talking about saying the dance of creation. I am. This is almost I aming that goddess essence that was on here that talked about kind of being the erotic dancer, the cosmic goddess. And this is saying I am that goddess, right? I can embody that. And that is what our deck is about too. And what Purple Print is about. It is about embodying your goddess essence, embodying who you are, not just in the physical. We are so much more than this physical being, right? And so this is something that helps us tap into it. And then the sacred practice. So the medicine is like, it is medicine of thought. Like these are the things, the intentions I should have and want to have, right? But the sacred practice actually gives you an embodiment practice that you can do right then when you read the card. If you're reading it for someone else, you can give them a practice. So this is really great as a teacher, honestly. So the sacred practice is full body self-worship. Caress every inch of your skin. Dance as if celebrating your own wholeness. Whisper thank you. Ooh, whisper thank yous to each part. I love it. The world. So all of the cards are going to have that makeup on it, right? So you have a wealth of knowledge, inspiration, affirmation just by shuffling through the deck. There are different spreads. In general, tarot spreads that you can still use with these cards if you would like to do that. You know, you ask a specific question, and that obviously makes it more clear when you're getting your answer. I will show you the goddess spread in another video. I just wanted to kind of give you the takeoff for you to be able to start to play with this. And I will continue to do different spreads, different pulls, just so you have ideas and inspiration for events you might be doing or for yourself. But just have fun with it, right? Just move through the cards. Now, this is something random. You don't have to do this. I don't know if you can see this stuff on the side. And it was just something that came to me for me to like put signature on my cards. All of your cards are going to come wrapped, and then you could do what you want with them. But I actually wrote my own little messaging on both sides of the cards as I had them stacked. And then after that, I obviously have shuffled the cards, and I continue to shuffle the cards. And now my message is like a secret message, but it is still there. It is still the energy of the card. So not something that you have to do, but just think of personalizing the cards because you are growing a relationship with any of your divination tools. Okay. So that is for this deck. To be clear, the reason that I also created probably everything I did is because I don't necessarily, not that it doesn't exist, but I don't necessarily see objects of wisdom in this way that reflect our nature. And when I say our, I mean my nature. Like this is basically my nature. Like this is me, right? um, on any given day, like this is definitely me. And all of these goddesses are different parts of our nature, right? And what is it that needs to be ignited? Which purple print goddess needs to speak to you today, kind of thing. But I want us to feel represented and secure in our practices of introspection and self-discovery, right? For there to be no barriers to us being able to have this self-discovery. So that is why this tool was created for us. So that is pretty much our video on how to use your tarot deck in terms of rituals, as how to like um, start with your deck. I won't get in specifics with those because I do think that you should create your own. You know, like some people might light a candle, some people might say a prayer, some people might incense their cards, right? But you really want to find that on your own. I just want to make sure that you know the technical, basic way to use it, and then I want you to explode and have fun from there. Okay? All right. So this is our Sacred Sensual Goddess Tarot deck, and do what you do.